Well, hey family, this is Darlene. I am sitting here making some necklaces. I tried something different with the color wire. I don't like this gauge wire that I bought, and it's supposed to be 18 gauge, but it's thin. It's not like an 18 gauge that I'm used to working with. So I am going to have to order a thicker gauge. So if you guys know a thicker gauge that I can work with, that's more like the thickness of the 18 gauge for this silver copper tone wire or covered wire, whatever this is. Let me know because this is just too thin. So what I did is these are some gold accents I'm going to use for a necklace. So I think I got a video showing how to make these, and I'll put that in the video. So I'm going to use these. So just two of those. And then what I did is I used some of that color wire, and I I wrapped some of the black beads that I painted, and then I just wrapped them with the wire. So we're going to see what we come up with. Okay, so I am going to use the pendant that I put together, pretty much made in the sense of, decorating the mask and everything. So I'm going to use this, and let's get this party started. Let's see what we come up with. I'm going to use a couple of small beads. And hopefully you can see me beading. I'm going to use some small glass beads. See what this looks like. Because I like for it to be, that's close enough. I like the way that looks. It's nice and close enough. Okay, so we'll do, let me see which one I'm going to add first. Because there's a lot of color on the pendant, I'm going to go ahead and add these beads that I painted. I used these, some of these beads, and I made a bracelet. So I'm going to use a couple more for this necklace. And I did hand paint these too. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on here. And let's see what that's looking like so far. This wire fights. That's why I use it, because it fights. Puts up a good fight. I like the way that looks so far. So then I'm going to take, let me see which one I want to use. We'll take two of these. And I'm going to put that little part there. And the part where I roll that up, I'm going to put that against this bead. And when I wrapped it, I left just enough space to be able to put the wire through. So that looks good so far, right? I like the way that looks, very different. And then I'm going to take a couple of the black beads that I painted, put those on there. And then I'm going to take the wire accents that I made, put those on here. Let's see what these looking like. Let's see if it gives us a nice little funky look. And it does. They do. They doing their job. Hold on a second. They doing their job. So this one I have to rewire it. Oh no, that'll sit like that. And then when I put the other bead on there. So it's giving what I want. It's giving what I want. That's funkiness. That's funkiness right there. That's that funkiness we're looking for right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple more of the wire beads. Let's use an orange. And let's use, we'll go with, well, a blue, because we don't have blue on here, so we'll go with a blue. And I'm going to put this on the bottom, and I left just enough room for the wire to go through, right? And then I just have to find out where I left the opening at. Okay. So this is what we are looking for right here. We're looking for absolute fabulousness. This is what we want right here. And sometimes it takes a minute to like figure out. And you guys know I had said, let me think a minute what I'm going to do with this color wire. And what I did is I sat here and I tried to make a pair of earrings, but the wire is not thick enough and it doesn't stay secure like the gold wire does because it's thicker, 18 gauge, and this is 18 gauge, but I guess because this is aluminum, it's not as thick. And that's okay. I'm gonna find one that's thick enough and that works well like this gold wire does. And you guys already know what the wire is. Can you put it in the comment section for me, please? Thank you. That way I got to be searching all around like I know everything. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So what I'm going to put now is I'm going to add a couple more color beads, like yay. So we'll put these here. And then we're going to add a couple more of the beads, the black beads, just regular. These were wood beads and I just painted them black. And then what I did is I let them dry and then I wrapped them with this 18 gauge wire. That's all I did. So now I'm going to take these. We're going to add these on here. I got to find out where I put the hole right there. And then we'll put this one on. I got to find out where I put the hole at. Ooh, Lord, where's the hole? Okay, there we go. You better stop playing, Darlene. You know where we at. And this is what I want. Okay, this is just absolute fabulous, right? Look at that. You're just not going to see this nowhere. You're just not going to see this nowhere unless you got it from Darlene. You see what I'm saying? It took me a minute to figure out what I was going to do with this wire, but I did that, right? That is absolutely amazing to me. I mean, this is pretty to me. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it off with maybe some wood beads. Let's see. You know what? A couple more of the painted beads will go with these right here. We'll finish it off with these. And then we'll close it off with a couple of smaller beads. So I'm going to give it just a little bit more. That is gorgeous. I'm going to give it just a little bit more length by adding some, you know what, let's add some wood beads. I just like the finish for wood beads. But I'm going to add a couple of these right here just to start making the part a little smaller. And then I can take, I have these little small beads right here. Take a couple of these. That'll give it a nice little finish. And then we can maybe close it off too with one or two of these beads. We'll do that. And let's take a look at what we got. right? That's that funkiness right there. My Lord, that's that funkiness. Mm, mm, mm. That's that funkiness. I think I want to put, you know what, I'm going to put orange beads at the top to finish it off. So let me see. We'll put an orange bead. And then we'll put one on this side. And then I think that's what I want. Yep, that's what I want. So the finish at the top, we'll do that. And then we got what we want. So then what I'm going to do, of course, I'm going to lay it down. This is a lot more wire than what I want to use. So I am going to cut some of that wire off. But in the meantime, I just need to make sure that that is even. Like so. This is usually what I do. I gotta look at it, and then I'm gonna take my fingers right here, and I'm gonna push that wire down, and then I usually just twist it right there to close this part off, because I'm going to close off the other part. So I still need to make sure that it's even, and it is. So I'm going to take the wire, I'm going to pinch it, I'm going to curl it over like so, like I always do. Take the wire around. That's bigger than what I want to have it. And see, that's the thing, when you first bend that wire, you got to make sure it's exactly what you want. So I'm going to do it about that size. I'm going to wrap. And I'm going to wrap. Straighten that up so I can make sure my wire is doing what it's supposed to do. I'm going to bring it down once. I'm going to bring it down twice around this bead down here. And I'm going to turn it around. And then I'm going to start wrapping it upward like so. And then I'll bring it up and just keep wrapping around here till I get it nice and thick. And I guess I will use all the wire like so. And then I'm going to bring it up to up here because I want to roll that part. Roll it. And then I'm going to tuck it inside like that. And then roll that, make that a little bit rounder. So then I'm going to go to the other side. Look at that. That's gorgeous. So I'm going to have to unwrap this because if you see, I made that part much, much bigger than this. So I'm going to have to unwrap it. And the point was just to close it off, you know, while I close off the other part. So I'm going to just take the wire, roll it down like so. That's about what I want. And then I'm going to wrap. And that's the thing, the wire fights. It don't be playing. I like that it fights back. So then I'm going to start wrapping it down. One. And I'll wrap it around that bead. And then I'm going to grab it and start wrapping it back up. And then I'm wrapping it to close it off up here at the top. And then hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to cut a little bit of this off only because, well, you know what, you still might be able to do it like that. Let me see. I can just roll it like so. And let me see if it's what I want. And then I'm going to take this part and make it more circle like that. And because it's a little stiff, you can see the stiffness almost like it just got. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take it from the wood bead and push it up just a little bit because I want to loosen it just a little bit, not a lot. Because if you do it too much, then that means you have to add more wire and you start seeing gaps. So that gives me just enough. And you can see this is more of a choker type style. And what I'm going to put on here is this lobster clasp. This big one. It seems like my light is going out, like it done got dark up in here. I'm going to have to get another light. You know what? I think I'm going to order one. So what I'm going to do is anytime I use the jump rings, I usually will double them. So I'm going to take the jump ring, put it on this side, and we'll close it off, making sure it's right there together. And then I'm going to take another nice thick jump ring, and I'm going to put this one on here. And then we will close that off nice and thick. And let me see, do I want to put these on this side or on this side? I might actually put it on this side because I want them to be about the right same size. Or the same length. Okay, and that's one. And then here's two jump rings we're going to use. We'll put that one there. And we'll put this here. And then we'll close it and make sure it's nice and close. Right? And then sometimes you need to do a little adjusting, and that's okay. Shoot, I'm gonna have to buy some more of these things. Try to, let me see if I can get enough on here where you can see the whole necklace pretty much. Ooh, this is gorgeous. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to show you from the bottom part of it. I'm trying to get it in the light where you can see the bottom part of it. And then as we scroll up, you can see the entire necklace. And then the back part of it, we got our nice little lobster clasp, double jump ring just for, and it's not heavy, but I like to put double of the jump rings if I have to use jump rings. And if you watch me making the necklaces, you notice I always hook the lobster clasp on this part right here. I don't generally do like double like that, but I like it like this just for something different, and I like the way that looks. And that's why I like to do the wire, you know, to finish it, because it makes it very secure. Nothing can fall off like that. And then I like to use the 18 gauge wire because it makes it more secure, more sturdy. This is on your neck, and you can literally bend it in a different way to make it look, you know, even more jazzy than what it already is. And it'll stay that way on your neck because it's wire. So even if you took it, like if it was a little longer, you can see how this would look on your neck, just rounded like that. And that's what that wire does. And you can just undo it and just have it where it's just laying nice and flat on your neck, right? This is just popping all over the place. I am so in love with this, right? Y'all tell me what y'all think about it. So this is the wire, the little color wire, and I just wrap those beads that I painted. I painted these beads too, like all the beads I painted. And then I made the gold accents out of that wire, H engaged wire. And then of course I made the pendant in the sense of adding the wire and then putting all the charms and everything. And then we have just some regular old gold painted wood beads with some glass beads and a couple little bitty small metal beads. But I think it came out really nice. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Darlene Knight for Jewelry by BDK. I'm getting ready to work on some, I got an idea for some leather, some different type of leather earrings. So I am getting ready to do a video doing those because in my mind I have this idea. So I don't know what it's gonna look like. So I am going, if it look crazy on video, just go with me, okay? But anyway, thank y'all for being subscribers. Thank you for always hanging out with me. Thank you for all your comments. I'm just everything. Y'all are like the coolest little group ever. What's the subscriber's name? Gathering Moss was saying something like what I don't, you a male or female? Hopefully, I think you're female. And I apologize for not being able to tell the difference because it says gathering moss. So just about everybody else have like a feminine name. So I always say Miss. If it's not something feminine, I usually just say, hi or hey. But the person was saying that what is seen on my channel, you don't see on other YouTube channels. And I don't say this with an arrogance or anything, but I agree with that because I have gone through and looked at channels, even especially when I first started. I went through and looked at different jewelry channels and see what they were doing, the jewelry they were making, like just researching. And for me, they make some beautiful jewelry. I mean, like really good tips, really nice jewelry, like everything, like really, really nice stuff. But for me, in my mind, I was like, it's too uniform. Everybody, not everybody, because some of the, people are doing their own things. But for me, just the uniformity of it all is not for me. So I was like, I agree with you in the sense that, the jewelry is different. It looks different. It has a different style to it. And I just think every person, they just kind of, put themselves into what it is that they're creating. So I just think it's their personality with what they're making, and that's still good stuff. In anything that anybody is doing, it's good stuff because it's a representative of who they are, a representation of who they are. And some of it is like really, really, really nice stuff. And I'd be like, wow, I wish I would have thought about that. But good stuff, good stuff. And thank you for the comments and the kind words and everything. So if you're not already subscribed, but we don't know why, you better go and subscribe and come on sit up in the front row with the rest of us. Okay. And guess what? We'll talk soon.